In Mark chapter 1 verse 24, we encounter a scene that shakes the very foundations of our understanding of the spiritual realm. As Jesus steps into the synagogue, he is confronted by a man possessed by an unclean spirit. The spirit cries out, "Let us alone. What have we to do with you, Jesus of Nazareth? Did you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." This verse is packed with deep theological truths and stark realities that demand our attention. The first thing to notice is the recognition of Jesus by the unclean spirit. The demon immediately identifies Jesus as the Holy One of God. This recognition is not mere acknowledgment. It is a declaration of terror. The unclean spirit knows that Jesus is not just another teacher or prophet. He is the incarnate Son of God, the one who has ultimate authority over all things, including the demonic realm. The unclean spirit's question, "What have we to do with you, Jesus of Nazareth?" is a reflection of the inevitable conflict between the kingdom of darkness and the kingdom of light. There is no common ground between Christ and Satan, between holiness and evil. The very presence of Jesus disrupts the dominion of darkness. In 1 John chapter 3 verse 8, it is written, "For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil." Jesus came to confront and utterly destroy the works of Satan, and the demons knew this well. They understood that their time was limited, and that the arrival of the Messiah marked the beginning of their end. The cry of the unclean spirit, "Did you come to destroy us?" reveals the demon's fear of impending judgment. The demon recognizes that Jesus has the power and authority to destroy them. This echoes the truth found in Matthew chapter 25 verse 41, where Jesus speaks of the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. The demons know their ultimate fate, and the presence of Jesus brings that fate into sharp focus. What is striking here is that the demon knows who Jesus is, the Holy One of God. The demon's theology is correct, but this knowledge does not lead to salvation. James chapter 2 verse 19 tells us, "You believe that there is one God. You do well. Even the demons believe and tremble." Mere intellectual assent to the truth of who Jesus is does not save. True saving faith involves trust and submission to Christ, not just acknowledgement of his identity. This passage serves as a stark warning to us. It is possible to know who Jesus is, to recognize his authority, and yet still be in opposition to him. The unclean spirit knew the truth, but remained in rebellion. The same can be said of many today who may know the truth about Jesus, but refuse to submit to his lordship. Knowledge without submission is worthless. It leads only to judgment. The question posed by the unclean spirit, "What have we to do with you?" is one that each of us must answer. What does Jesus have to do with you? Have you submitted to his authority, or are you still in rebellion, like the unclean spirit? The time is coming when every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, as stated in Philippians chapter 2, verses 10 and 11. The demons recognized this, but it did not lead them to repentance. In this confrontation, we also see the power and authority of Jesus on full display. He is not intimidated by the forces of darkness. He does not need to engage in lengthy debates or rituals to cast out the demon. With a word, he commands, and the demon obeys. This is the same Jesus who has authority over all things in heaven and on earth. The demons tremble before him, but do we? Do we recognize the holiness, the power, and the authority of Jesus in our lives? The response of the unclean spirit in Mark chapter 1 verse 24 should fill us with both awe and conviction. It should cause us to examine our own hearts and ask whether we are truly submitted to the Lordship of Christ. It should also remind us of the seriousness of the spiritual battle we are in. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, as stated in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. Let us not be like the unclean spirit, who knew the truth but remained in rebellion. Instead, let us submit to the Holy One of God, recognizing that He alone has the power to save, the authority to command, and the holiness that demands our worship. The demons may tremble at His name, but let us bow in humble submission, knowing that He is the Lord of all.